What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zcash today, ZEC The purpose of this video is to give an accurate forecasting as to what the price is going to do over the coming days, weeks, and months. If that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, it is the first. It's the first day of November, and here we are sitting at about $424 with 11 hours and 30 minutes left in the day. Here we are, moving up. Lovely to see. We did it exactly like we thought we would, right? Pulled back, tested the prior areas of resistance for support. We did that, and now boom, now we're launching, right? What's happened over the past 2 days now is basically telling us that everything we thought was going to happen is true, right? So you consolidated here, and now we're breaking out. We're in the midst of this breakout move. So you consolidated there and you're breaking out. I would assume that we do have more to go, right? The high so far is at about $450. If we take this high here to a low here, we have broken above the golden ratio of this extension, which likely implies that we've got higher to go, right? We tipped the 1886 here. That's nice for resistance. Maybe we find support somewhere around here, and that's fine if we do, if we pull back a little bit. But ultimately, I would think that we continue pushing higher to prices that are at like $540 or beyond, maybe $540, maybe $635, maybe as high as $808, something up in this zone, though. I think that's ultimately where Zcash is going to push towards, and then we'll consolidate some more. Really, if we zoom out, we look at this on a weekly time frame. Not that there won't be volatility in between. We're not just going to make a straight shot up there, but when we look at it on a weekly time frame, it's going to feel like it was a straight shot up, right? Like right here, it seems as though Zcash went from $38 to $423 in just one straight move. But there was volatility in between. There were moments where we pulled back. Absolutely there were. But here we are. Oh, not on Coinbase. I want to look at the other chart, the all-time historical chart. Here we are, breaking above this high now. In theory, with a W shape like this, whenever you have this kind of shape, whenever you break above this point here, you should, with a quickness, return to this point up here. So really, from here, $423, I think that Zcash and anybody investing in Zcash is, I don't know what word to use, home free to $900, which from here is over 100%. The funny thing is, a lot of people think right now probably that it's too late to get into Zcash. There's no money to be made, when I would be very confident in the fact that this move persists to about another 100 to 150% in growth. Maybe stop at 900, maybe stop at 1,000, even just above 1,000, whatever, something in this area, likely right above this high. And that's probably what's coming your way over the coming weeks. Now, will there be other cryptos that pump in this time? I would assume so. Will there be other cryptos that pump dramatically more than this? I would assume so. But I would not be surprised in the least if this thing continued up toward $900 to $1,000. I really wouldn't be surprised at all. That's kind of the expectation here. I want to look at this high to low here real quick. Let's see. High to low. Getting above the 2272. What did you do? Nothing really. I don't know, man. That's right there from the high to low. This line right here is literally right in what I like to call the money zone. These two orange lines, it's the zone. It's the money zone. It's the area that typically, if moves like this are just so eruptive, they're pushing through, that's typically where you stop. So maybe we do stop somewhere at like $927 actually. We stop like right there. It'd be very surprising if you pushed higher past that or too much past that. But I think that you are continuing higher. Since we're out on the weekly time frame, let's look at it here. Looking at the MACD, it's immaculate. The stochastics are great. And then again, anybody and everybody who's looking at this thinking, well, it's super overbought, it can't grow more. We're up 30% this week. How's that going for you? Last week it was super overbought. We were still at like an 80 level. We were up 37%. How's that going for you? You can be overbought and still move higher, right? In fact, the closer that we get to this 100 level, the smaller movements the RSI needs to make higher in order to get significant results in the price. For example, we're up 30% right now, and look at how much the RSI has moved up just this week alone, right? It's not much, right? Not much at all. This week started right here. You can see the little pivot right there from here to here. This is how much the RSI grew. Where here, from here to here, in 1 week, it dropped dramatically more, but the move down was only 9%, where the move up is 30%. When you're up this strong, You do your best work, you do your strongest movements, and very weak movements down are enough to cool you off. I do believe that we have bearish divergence. I do believe that this bearish divergence will mark the top of the price. I'm just saying from here at $424, we could still move all the way up to $900 while the RSI looks like this. We might even get rid of the bearish divergence. We might even see a slightly higher high and get a double top. And at that point, that's when we sell off. I really wouldn't be surprised. And at this rate, just looking at it here, $424, I wouldn't be surprised if next week was the week that it topped off. But I would expect that we do continue growing. Let's look at the 1 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour. I can't talk. We'll zoom out from there and just see what we're doing in the short term, okay? 1 hour time frame here. I've just woken up, man. I need to get some of that, what do they call it? Neurogum. I need to get some of that. Need some L-theanine, L-theanine, L-theanine. 1 hour time frame here. Looks good. Overall, it looks really good. I'm kind of seeing this trend here, right? It's like you've got higher lows and higher highs, maybe. Like you're in this kind of trend. Some blemishes here and there, of course. Maybe it's that, maybe it's not. But I would think that we could find support here. Something that's tripping me up is the stochastics, right? From here, it would make me think that we go lower, but sometimes and oftentimes enough, you do bounce at the 50. We bounced right here, we bounced below it, you bounced right there. You know, you could bounce in this area, definitely. So it's quite possible that we do bounce in this area with the RSI looking the way it does too. I would say we could go a little bit lower too. Maybe we bounce at the 50, maybe we go a little bit lower, and that's okay if we do. We are kind of in, I don't want to say uncharted territory because we've been here before. Let's just look and see. But I mean, it's, you know, since last cycle, we haven't seen prices this high. I mean, really dating all the way back to 2018. We are at points of resistance here, but we just broke out of a very significant point of resistance. I don't know if we're going to respect these levels here. I mean, maybe we do to some degree. That's all we have to go off of, right? So maybe you find some turbulence here. When you found turbulence here before, you came down and you found support down here. Well, I doubt that we're going to do that now, but it could happen. Right? To be completely fair, think of it like this, right? So from this low here, we were all the way down at these same levels. We made a move very similar to what we're doing here, back here. This one took a little longer, let's be fair. And even this move that took longer pulled all the way back down to $136. And then what happened? Then it continued to rally. Then it still went higher, right? People don't believe that in bull markets that you can see a 70% drop. But the reality is we saw a 70% drop here and you still pushed higher to prices that were almost at $1,000. I personally, again, going back to what I was saying before about breaking out above this point here, I don't believe that we're going to pull all the way back down here, but it's just something to mention, right? Again, Zcash, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, here at $425 now. Even if we pulled all the way back down to $136, we've done that before and we've come back with a vengeance. I'm not saying that's going to happen here. I'm just saying that's something we should be aware of. Truthfully, I really do think that we're just pushing on higher, but I'm just looking at prior areas of significance to see if we find significance there now. What about this resistance point here? Resistance there, a little support. It's right there at $318. I'll leave that line up. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll zoom out from there. Okay, 1 hour. We actually already looked at the 1 hour, right? MACD's crossing red, whatever. Kind of in an area to bounce. 4 hour time frame. Let's do that. The 4 hour time frame. And look at that. We already did find support here. I don't think we go back down there, guys. I think we're just going to push higher. You're finding some resistance here, and that, again, that might be this resistance right here and the rejection that you're having on a 4 hour perspective, that like bearish engulfing candle, that might be just to scare people, just to make you think, hey, we went down to $130 or $140 before, we could do that here. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this move is clearly more robust, and the difference here between this move and this move really is that this move is breaking out of a multi-cycle trend, where this move was just a bounce from an intense sell-off from your inception. 4 hour time frame. RSI got overbought, came out of the overbought zone. You could go lower. You could go lower. I mean, you look strong here. You look strong overall, but you could go lower and you still look strong. So Stochastics look good here, and the MACD looks good here. I'm not getting any signs of reversing, of a reversal. let's see. You're right at the 1886. I would say if you come down from here, you're at $424. If you come down from here, 391 likely holds as support. That might be a good area to buy. If you don't hold there, it's common enough to go from this area that you're finding resistance at now down to the 1414. Sorry, the 1414, not the 1272. So I would say anything from 391 to 356 is a good area to find support. If you don't pull back that low, and instead just push higher, that's fine too. I'm not getting any signs of reversal here. The only thing I can go off of is this trend line here, or this resistance line dating back to 2017, whenever you first found resistance here in your earliest days, right? So other than that, there's really no signs of reversal here. To me, what I'm really seeing is just this, again, this break above this level here, which tells me it's go time. Really, it's go time. So that's what I'm thinking. All these indicators look great. Let's look at the daily time frame. MACD's building strength. We love it. Looks good. Stochastics look great. And the RSI could not look better. It could not look better if you tried. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. You're going up, man. Anybody who thinks that this is bearish divergence, you're getting trapped. Because now it's not. Clearly now it's not. If you're like, oh, well, that's not bearish divergence, this is then. Well, this is why you got trapped, right? You thought this is bearish divergence, but you ignored the facts. The fact is you've got a higher high. So if you're still calling this bearish divergence, if you're still expecting some kind of drop because you think you know what you're doing, you're going to be proven wrong, because really you have higher highs and higher lows. Really, you're bouncing off the overbought zone, finding support. Really, you're maintaining dominance in this very bullish area of control. Yeah, you look good. You look like you want to keep going. So you'll keep going. That's the thought. I don't really have anything else to say. I think I've said enough there. So hit the like button, subscribe. I think, $900, $1,000, somewhere around there, or bust. That's the thought. High to low here, 877 right there, literally right there. That's where you're gonna go, man. $900. You're at 424 now. See you 100% up probably by the end of next week. All right, take care. Bye bye.